What is up? Jessica Daniels here with the Team Tenacious number 10.
Hello.
Hey.
Can you hear?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hey, Jessica, what's going on?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I had it on mute. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. Hey, look, I'm here as Rhonda Clark. Can you see that? Does it show Rhonda Clark as me?
No, it says Jessica.
Really?
It says Jessica. Yes.
Oh.
What does it say for me?
Wow, Ferdinand.
Okay, good. Because before, you know how sometimes you log into a Gmail account and your computer just stays logged into that Gmail account?
Yeah.
So I had this one account that was for a gaming thing that I'm doing. It's called Game Beast. But everyone's like, Game Beast? What's this? What is this? You know, and I kept on forgetting. Today I got it.
Oh,
so
awesome.
What's going on?
Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, not much, man. We got a good one today. I'm excited for this. Excuses be gone, right?
Yeah. I've been thinking about this one. It's gonna be a good vulnerable one today. We're gonna open it all up.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
because we're
because
talking about excuses. Let's lay it out all on the table. You know.
For sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, because I mean, there's excuses that I even make. I mean, I was reading in this book. This is what we're going on today. Is Dr. Wayne Dyer's "Excuses Be Gone." Have you heard of this one? You see that?
Yes, I got the DVD form of that from the public library. See, you could get everybody from the library. Yes.
So good.
Yes. Did I listen to it?
Oh, you haven't listened to it yet?
No, maybe one or twice. One or two. But there's like 8 CDs that came with that.
Okay.
An audiobook, phenomenal. At least the first 2 that I listened to. So now I got a good excuse to listen to it.
Yeah. After this webinar, you are going to be. Yeah. After this webinar, you're going to be on it, like a carb on it.
Exactly.
I mean, because look at. I mean, I don't know if you can see this, but like.
Yeah.
I mean, my books turn into rags. Like, this is one that I just keep going to. It's like
really
so good. Yeah.
That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. I may have to get it too because I like to write on it. One of the things that I don't like about audiobooks and files like that is that even if you make notes, it's kind of detached. And so, you start spreading yourself all over the place. Whereas with a book, it's right there, done,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, so we're kicking it live. That's it. We're recording, right? This is it?
Yes, we are live.
Awesome.
We are live. Yep.
All right.
So, I would do shout outs, but there is nobody here right now.
Are you gonna save this? Is there a way we could save this so that we can have like a little replay action?
Yep. It's actually because Rhonda hooked it up, right? It's on her YouTube channel. So,
okay.
Yeah, we'll get you that link right away.
Perfect.
Yeah, because this is really, really going to be a good one today. I'm excited for this.
Good.
Yeah. So excuses be gone. Like there is so much work that you have to do in here.
Totally.
I mean, I didn't even realize how much work needs to be done up here. Like, it's crazy, right?
It never ends.
Never ends.
And it never ends. My favorite example is always an Olympian athlete. Right before they're about to go and do their event, you see them, right? And what are they doing? They have their eyes closed and they're tripping out, right? And you're just like, they're visualizing. Yeah. They're closing their eyes. They're seeing themselves do it, even to right before the moment that they get out there. So that just goes to show you how it never ends. I mean, and some people, it scares them. But guess what? If you don't do what we do, which is the online business entrepreneurs, right? We do network marketing. Because a lot of people think, oh, no, that's just for you guys because you guys are entrepreneurs. You guys are, that's what you guys do. This is for everything. You're about to have a conversation with your boss. You're about to ask for a raise, okay? You got to start thinking. You got to start visualizing. You got to start rehearsing. You want to have a conversation with a family member. You're having problems with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you're about to go to that situation, right? You got the same thing. You got to, the mindset is the most important. It's so
It's
important.
so true. It is so true. And since we were children, we have been conditioned with a staggering amount of information. And a lot of it is bullcrap, you know?
Very.
I mean, and to completely turn, you literally have to be a different person. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if you've heard Brian Finale say this, but within 2 years, every single cell in your body is a new cell.
Yep.
Like all your organs, everything. So you're a completely different person in 2 years from today. It's like
Right.
you're not who you were 2 years ago. And that's fascinating. And
Big time.
you can choose how you want that to be, you know, because if you're not growing, you're literally dying. Like there's no
Yep.
staying the same. There's just not. I choose to grow. You know what I mean? It's like I
Definitely.
don't want to stay stagnant and comfortable. And it's so easy to be comfortable, right? It's so easy to be comfortable. Like I have food on my table, I have clothes on my back, I have a car to get me to where I want to go. You know what I mean? It's like you can stay comfortable. And that's where most people are, is just in that comfort. They don't choose to grow.
Right.
So
And
yeah.
and I think that estoy en una conferencia, and I think that the since the change is always happening, right? I mean, you could not work on yourself, right? You could stay in your comfort zone, but in 2 years, your body has replaced itself, right? So why not align your brain with it too, right? Why not? And you know what? It does not take 2 years to change your brain. Isn't that beautiful? It does
Yeah.
not take 2 years to change your brain. You know, give it a good 90 days. Give it a good 90 days of feeding your brain the right stuff, of thinking the right stuff, of changing your vocabulary, of hanging around the right people, of listening to the right people, of reading the right things, of doing the right activities, right? Creating those right habits, replacing the bad habits with the right habits.
Yep.
And you're a totally different person. So you could beat
Exactly.
the body, you could beat nature, you know, you could beat time. I mean, we're like time travelers. We're collapsing time here. I mean, that's how powerful this is. Okay,
Isn't
so
it?
yes, I'm gonna move because as you can see, I'm in
Sure.
a store right now.
Yeah,
So
I can see. Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
I'm gonna, so that you guys don't get dizzy and puke all over the screen. I'm gonna just for right now block the camera. Look at
All
that
right.
handsome guy. Who's that guy? All right,
Woohoo. All right. So, Ferdinand, I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started here.
let's do it.
All right. So, it looks like I'm sharing my screen here, and we are going to head over to my slides that I made. Sorry I was late, guys. Oh my goodness. I dropped my laptop. I dropped it. I'm like, oh no, it's going to break. Oh my gosh. But it seems to be working fine. So looks like we're good to go. So I made some slides. I actually did not completely finish them, but we're good though, because we have the Excuses Be Gone book right
Right.
here with us. So we're good to go. Ferdinand, can you see my screen?
Yes, I could.
All right, cool.
I
So
see a PowerPoint. Yeah.
Excuses Be Gone. Awesome. So let's present. And sorry, guys, if you are a guest of Rhonda Clark's, she had an emergency at the last minute. She could not. Actually, she's a certified coach in My Lead System Pro, and they have this scheduler where she blocks out times to where she's not available. And she blocked out Thursdays from 1 to 2 because she does this Team Tenacious show with us. And apparently there's something goofy with the software, and they're changing over to better software right now. And they scheduled her a coaching client at 1 o'clock
Wow.
today. So she's pretty
Very
upset
nice.
about it because, I mean, she, yeah, cool for that. But she spent money on an ad to push this webinar. She created the webinar. She created the meme, of a picture of her and I, and Team Tenacious, blah blah blah. So and she loves this topic, excuses. This is like her favorite. So she was like,
Yeah.
she was really upset, but she might pop in here closer to the end. Who knows? But so anyway, so I got here my other partner, Fernand Jimenez, and he is a beast. I love him so much. He's so cool. He, he strives for his greatness and to become the very best version of him, and that's right up my alley. So who else not to bring on here but him, right?
Do it.
So yay, let's do this.
Do it.
All
You like
right.
my meme? The last meme that I sent you?
Oh my goodness, yes, so funny. All of them that you send me are funny, I swear. The one where she's like grabbing it out of the air. I don't know.
Oh, that got it.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You every time you send one of those, I'm like, I die laughing. Excuse me. So we have now these come from Dr. Wayne Dyer's Excuses Be Gone book. And if you don't have this book, go get it. Oh my goodness. You can get it used seriously on Amazon for, I don't know, $5 maybe. Right. And if you're an Amazon Prime, it's free shipping. So
Wow.
totally worth it, or get it on Audible. I prefer, like Ferdinand was saying, I really do prefer audio, so I can just pop it in my ears on my phone and go walk or get on the treadmill or whatever. But I do like having the physical book as well, because I like making notes. I like, I just like having it. I like having it on my bookshelf, So strongly recommend this book. So the 18 most common excuses. Number one is it will be difficult. You may be making this excuse and not even really know it, but the affirmation for that is, and the way to really change your mindset, of course, is by spaced repetition, by repeating, writing it down, writing affirmations, writing them down and repeating them aloud. What I do is I put all my affirmations, I recorded my voice. Something about your voice commanding yourself is powerful. You can command yourself to do whatever you want, and that's really powerful. So I recorded my voice saying my affirmations and my affirmations. And if you don't know, okay, affirmations are you're affirming something, right? And an affirmation is actually a made up word by, what's his name? I'm friends with him on Facebook. Noah St. John. I have a couple of his books, which are amazing as well. The 7-8 Success Principles or something, I forget, but I will let you know. If you want to know the name of that, just message me and I'll let you know. He made up the word affirmations, and that means that you're actually putting something into form, affirming it, afform. And that's asking questions instead of affirming, saying something as a statement. You say it as a question. Why am I so happy? Why am I so wealthy? Why am I so, whatever you want? You ask that question, because when you ask a question, your mind automatically wants to answer it. And it's just powerful, right? So it will be difficult. The affirmation is, I have the ability to accomplish any task I set my mind to with ease and comfort. If you repeat that to yourself enough times and you put that into your divine self, it's pretty soon it's just going to become a natural part of the subconscious mind that is just, you will never feel like something's going to be too hard or something's going to be too difficult. Right? Makes sense? Can you still hear me, Ferdinand?
Yeah, I could hear you. So that's the affirmation, right?
That
Right
is,
here.
yeah, because it's a statement. It's not a question. You could absolutely turn that into an affirmation. Why do I have the ability to accomplish any task I set my mind to with ease and comfort? Your mind is going to want to answer that for you and just make it happen.
Or how can I have the ability to accomplish any task I set my mind to with ease and comfort? I get what you're saying. Which is because the whole point is to ask yourself the right questions.
Yeah. Yes.
For
sure.
Because what is the typical question that I was talking with somebody last night, and she kept on saying, I just don't have the money. I just don't have the money. I just don't have the money. And on the fifth time, I had to give her a backhand through the phone. I was like, look, you got to stop with the I don't have enough money, because all you're saying is I'm broke, I'm in a pity party, and instead of thinking that, you got to be thinking about your customer. You got to be thinking about the people you're going to serve, and so that's just one little thing I wanted to share. That's the whole thing, right?
Absolutely. And that is one of these most common. Matter of fact, in our niche, in our industry, this is for everything here, right? But in our specific niche, our industry, that is the most common one. That is absolutely by far the most common. The two most common are I can't afford it, I don't have the money, and I don't have the time. Right?
Right.
And that's all the more you need to be earning residual income. Right. Instead of working by the hour, instead of, getting paid by the hour. Are you kidding me? We have residual, like, oh my goodness, seriously. Right? So those are the most ridiculous excuses, but they are the biggest ones. And especially no money. That's coming up here. I can't afford it. That's coming up. Let's move on. And when we get to that one, we'll talk more about it.
Yeah.
So number 2 is the excuse of it's going to be risky. So the affirmation for that is, being myself, my divine self, involves no risk. It is my ultimate truth, and I live it fearlessly. So if you repeat that to yourself constantly, pretty soon you're going to believe it, and that's going to be the way it is, right? Entrepreneurs, we don't think about risk. We take risks. Like Steve Harvey says, we jump. You got to jump. That parachute is going to open. It's not going to open right away. You're going to get bumped up. You're going to get bruised up. But boy, when that parachute does open, whoa, talk about soaring, right?
Totally. You know how they say money is a bad master? So if money is your master, it's a lousy master. I don't know if you ever heard that saying, where you say you have to master money, because if money is your master, it's a lousy master. It's going to really make you the worst type of slave, right? So that's why if you depend on people to give you your value, like a job, you're always going to be you're always going to be at somebody's mercy. Now, as you were saying this, I was thinking about, that's too abstract, right? Usually money, I think of it in terms of a coin, and this coin in terms of money is, one side is security and the other side is risk, right. And the people that they say, like I have, my career is optometry, right? And I have a lot of colleagues that obviously still practice optometry, right? And I call them up and I'm like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? And they're like, oh yeah, I'm great. And one of them is an inventor. And so he's got these patents that are already, he's waiting for the patents to go through. So I told him the other day, because I know he was struggling, because he was complaining online, and he was struggling about, all his money's going into the lawyer fees for the patent, right? So I said to him, I'm like, hey, there's an opportunity here where you can make some more money. And he's just like, no, I'm pretty happy with the security of my paycheck, right? But there's a saying that says, if you go for security right now, you risk the future.
Love it.
You know,
Love it.
and if you go for risk right now, you secure the future. You know what I mean?
I absolutely
So,
love that.
so you got to
So true.
identify, first of all, where that coin is in your coin purse, because that's one of the most sneakiest coins. It's like having one of those pennies that are worth thousands of dollars and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Well, that coin in your money blueprint in your mind, you got to identify it in your life. You know, because you don't even know that it's the coin. You know, you're just thinking, oh man, this is my fate. I have no other choice. I'm a parent. I have a mortgage. I have to get a job. I have to pay the bills, and I'm just gonna take it, right? But really, you're not, because you're flipping that coin. You're not even flipping the coin. You're saying, I want security. So you got to identify that, and and that's just how it is, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
So
that all comes back
I mean,
to awareness. You have to be
yep,
aware. And that is one of the principles of this book, how to get rid of these type of excuses, is you have to
yep,
become aware. And wow,
yep,
oh my goodness, I love that analogy, Ferdinand. That is so good.
yep.
So number 3, it will take a long time. Well, anything worth anything is not going to happen overnight, right? I didn't become overweight overnight. it took time of compound, like the compound effect.
Right.
I made poor choices every single day, maybe not every day, but I made a lot of poor choices over time. So it's not going to come off overnight. I have to make a lot of good choices every single day over a certain amount of time, and with success too, right? It's not going to happen overnight. I mean, you can build up your brand and have influence like a Ray Higdon. A Ray Higdon can put out one offer and have 200 people jump on it. You can get there, but how did he get there? How did he get to that? It took him a long time. So the affirmation for that is, I have infinite patience when it comes to fulfilling my destiny. Right? You have to. Right, Ferdinand?
100%. If you really think about it, because I'm doing the same thing too. I just recently moved from Chicago to Miami, right? And when I came here, I was 75 pounds overweight. Okay, so I knew I had to make a change, a geographical change, a physical change, a spiritual change, a business change, everything type of change, mindset change too, right?
You're so
And
awesome. Love it.
and and what it really boils down to, it's been almost it's been since May 17th, so it's been more than 90 days, right? And I've gone down. I was like a 44 pant size when I got here. Now I'm at a
Woo!
38.
Boom!
I mean, this is,
That is
yeah, this is
awesome.
going, yeah. I mean, and it's funny because my aunt, who has like a nutrition store,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom walking the other day, and she's like, I saw you, and like you're a different person, right? And she's like, and that made me think that it's possible, and I'm thinking, I'm like, well, what, you didn't think it was possible, right? But
Right.
my whole point was that, how many times do we eat a day? If you're doing it right, you're eating about 4 to 6 times a day, which a lot of people aren't.
Right.
Probably maybe once or twice a day, at most 3 times. So if
Exactly.
you think about it, opportunities, 3 choices that you have to make in the whole span of the day. And
Yep.
and you're going to make them anyway. And that's why it's crazy, because people use that line, it will take too long of a time. Time is going to pass anyway.
Exactly.
Just like you're going to replace themselves anyway, whether you like it or not.
Yep.
So, but the problem is that we tell, it reminds me a lot of the addiction pathway, like addicts and alcoholics and, the 12 steps,
Yeah.
because you have these defense mechanisms in your mind, and where you minimize things, and, all of a sudden it takes too long to make a choice, to be conscious of a choice in your mouth. That's it, right? It
Yep.
doesn't take long.
Right.
It's all relative, Sometimes you got to be 2 inches from it, and sometimes you got to go across the room to look at it.
And
right?
the funny thing about that is, like, most people, like, we all, well, me included, like, something bad has to happen before you make a huge change. Like, you have to go to the doctor, have almost a heart attack, and before you're like, whoa, I need to stop eating like this, or I need to really get on this exercise program. Right? I mean, wow. Like, people have to really hit their low to really feel pain, to really change something, And just like you mentioned addicts, like, wow, my cousin is addicted to cocaine, like, bad, right? Well, my aunt, his mom, enables him by letting him stay there, letting him be comfortable. He's got to feel the pain of that kind of lifestyle before he's going to change. She keeps letting him be comfortable. He's not going to change. So, yeah. So, I mean, this stuff is huge. Like, wow, you have to make yourself, like, literally command yourself. And you can. You can command yourself. Find an accountability partner if you have to. Keep track. What you keep track of, you can change. If you're not keeping track, you don't know where to make the changes. I mean, a lot of things are kind of obvious, like losing weight or getting healthy. Obviously, what are you putting in your mouth and how much are you moving in the day? But still, keeping track of every single thing you put in your mouth, right? With my coffee, for instance, I use a sweet French vanilla cream. If I just cut that out alone, I would probably be saving like 500 calories a week. You know what I mean? That adds up. All of that adds up. So with the compound effect, I don't know if you read that book, but Darren Hardy, that is another good one that you got to have. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Also think of the Slight Edge. The Slight Edge also has these little ideas of these little choices that you make that you think are insignificant, but they just keep adding.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. The Slight Edge is very similar to Darren Hardy's compound effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So number 4, there will be family drama. Yeah, this is big. This is a really big one. So the affirmation is, I would rather be loathed for who I am than loved for who I am not. That is huge, right? And a lot of people deal with this. Me, not so bad. I lost my husband. I lost my mom. So I really don't have people that I'm like really super close to at this time of my life. My sister, we're kind of, but, I don't get criticized from anybody or anything like that, but I know a lot of people really deal with this. They have an unsupportive spouse or, something, unsupportive parents or whatever. Right. So yeah, this is a great affirmation. Did you want to add something to this, Ferdinand?
Because there will be family drama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, yes, you are going to walk around naked, basically. You know what I mean? I mean, everyone's going to freak out, right? So, there's no way about it. And you can't be an undercover, whatever you're trying to do. Yeah. Especially in marketing and online. Exactly. You can't be, like, I tell some of the people that I work with, I'm like, dude, you can't be an undercover marketer.
You can't.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't work that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have to go out there and you have to do it, right? So it's going to happen. But the best way to get through it is to get a team. It's to surround yourself with the people that have gone through it.
Yeah.
It's to feed your brain with good stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And if you have such toxicity in your life, right, then this is the best place to start setting the world straight. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I mean, I have a friend that she's going through a really hard time, right? She's, you know, living with her family, and they're being very nice with her. They're letting her stay with her, you know, her and her child stay with them, mom and dad, right? And you know, and she doesn't have a job, struggling. You know, she's struggling really hard. And once the family found out that she was trying to do these, you know, online marketing, they flipped. They freaked out. They're like, no, 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 you're not going to do that. And it's gotten to the point where they've even closed her bank account, and they're going to open another account, and they're going to look at everything she does with her money.
Oh no.
You know? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, you deserve it, you know? Because if you're going to let somebody do that to you, then you deserve it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now,
that's wow.
I mean, and it's harsh, but I think of it in terms of creativity. I think of like, this is such great fodder for email. This is such great material for telling your story. Because if she sticks with it, a year from now, you know, I'll tell you right now, I'll give you some insight of what's going on in my life. Where did I start off with? Where am I sitting right now? I'm sitting right now in my parents' optical, in their business. Their 40-year-old optical business, or standalone store, right? They've been here in downtown Miami for 40 years. Okay, I've been working this store since I was 9 years old. Okay, it's been always said that this was gonna be mine. That I would come, you know, I would do my thing, get older, and I would run this business, and they would retire, right? But they never did that, right? And I thought that if I became an eye doctor, that they would be like, okay, now that he's a professional, we'll give him the respect, and then we'll step aside and we'll let him take it to the next level. No, you know, because now that I became an eye doctor, now I have to get married. Now I have to have kids. Now I have to lose weight. Now I have to do this. And I'm just like, what? There's a whole list of stuff, right? So I ran away. I left the Chicago. This place got so toxic for me in 2009. And my skills, my mindset was broken, right? Because I had just finished graduating optometry school. So I was all puffed up thinking that I was the god, you know, I'm a doctor now. And I came here and we literally almost killed each other, right? So I moved to Chicago. I wrote my story. I made my connections over there, right? But once I became, you know, an eye doctor working, I realized like I'm just another piece of equipment with a heartbeat, right? And so then I said, you know what? I'm going to learn this. I'm going to figure out this online game. I'm going to figure out this online marketing situation, right? And I started to get some success. I started to get some traction, some momentum. And then I got horny. And then I said, you know what? This is awesome. Let me quit my job. Let me quit being an optometrist, and I'm going to do full-time network marketing, right? And guess what? I flopped. I lost everything. My car got repossessed. I didn't have a place to live. And I was in a situation where I couldn't even pay for my business expenses, right? And it was all in the name of freedom and network marketing, right? And so I had a choice. I had a choice in where I had to choose. I realized that I had to get a job. It was inevitable, right? I had to eat. I had to survive. And I thought about it, and I said, okay, I could go work for a stranger, right? And get spit up and beat up on, and especially since I mean, I'd be working like delivering pizzas, really, because I didn't even renew my optometry license. I totally had to burn all the bridges, right? And then I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I know my family needs help in this business. I know they're struggling because they're doing it dinosaur old school way. And I know that if I go home, I could live with my parents, and they're gonna feed me. They're gonna let me stay there. They're not gonna charge me rent, right? But I knew that they were gonna have a marionette puppet show up my butt. You know, they were going to be on me like white and rice. But I did. And why did I do it? Why did I come back here? Because I said, this is what I'm going to do for my success, for my journey, for my legacy. This is a sacrifice I'm going to make for all the freedom that I had elsewhere, right? Here I'm going to come, I'm going to work with them, and I'm going to have a job working 6 days a week, right? You know, and I do it. But look, right now, I could do this. I could take off in the middle of the day, go upstairs and do a webinar. Who will let me do that if I would have another job, right? Who will let me do that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I had to take it. Now, if I share my story, and this is the first time that I've publicly said what I'm going through right now. You know?
And that takes a lot of courage for them. Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, this is the first time. I mean, like, if you go to my fan page, if you go to my Facebook account, You're going to see a lifestyle. You're going to see me on the beach. You're going to see me with a nice house. And you're going to think, this guy has made it. He's my hero. And I have people messaging me saying, dude, you finally made it. I've been following you for the last 3 years, and you are living the lifestyle that I want. Come on, show me how to do it. And I'm just like, all right, what, you know, and then I don't never promise them lies. You know, I tell them straight out what's going to take this and this and this, and then they run away. They're like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, good, next, right? But this lasts since May 17th. My business, my posture, my mindset, everything has grown exponentially. And these next 90 days that are coming, they're going to be magical. They're going to be life-changing for me and whoever's around me and whoever's working with me, right? But look what I had to do. And that's why I love today's the excuses, because when anybody comes up to me with excuses, I'm like, you have no idea, you know? There's no excuses, you know? Like, that's why I don't tell anybody about this, because I don't want it to be a pity party, right?
Yeah.
Because I believe in.
I know.
Just keep going.
And
you know?
your story is so inspiring. Do you know how many people that is going to inspire? And listen, you know what? The reason why your next 90 days are going to be so huge is because you have decided. Yes. You made a conscious decision that is what, no matter what, like you're not going to, and I love that about you. And that's where your mindset as an entrepreneur has to be. It doesn't matter about family, like anything, right? Because there's always someone that has had it worse than you that created success anyway. Exactly. Despite, and that's just like what Ray Higdon says. They created success despite anyway, right?
Exactly.
So
I love this one. Ooh, wait till you see what I got on 5, this one.
Yeah, I don't deserve it. Like, so, you know, and this is so, you know, everybody is not like, they don't say this out loud. You know, maybe some people do. Or they don't feel worthy enough to deserve success. You know, maybe some people do say something like this out loud, but you know, this is usually something that's so deep. It's so deep, you don't even know it's there. You don't know it's there, that unconsciously, subconsciously, there is a feeling inside of you that you just don't feel worthy of to have success. Who am I? You know, who am I to, you know, go after? You know what I mean?
Totally.
So this is the affirmation. I am a divine creation, which you are, a piece of God. Are you kidding me? Therefore, I cannot be undeserving. You can't. There is unlimited abundance. It's already here. It's already here. You just have to tap into that.
So I was in a meeting, right? It was a meeting of prosperity. Okay. I was taking a course in prosperity, right? The four spiritual laws of prosperity. Okay. And there was a poster in the beginning of the class that said, if I wasn't afraid, I would do blank. Right?
Oh yeah.
And so,
where did I see? I've seen that. So I think you told me about it. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And I put a picture of it on Facebook, so you probably saw it from there, right? So the moderator of the course, her name is Heidi Alfries. She's phenomenal. She has a show called The Naked Truth. Mm-hmm. She is incredible. She's a reverend from Unity Church. She has a show called Naked Truth on Unity.fm, and she is just bam out there, right? And so she said, I want you to answer this question 3 times. I want you to pair up with somebody you've never seen in this group before. No, not the person you came with a complete stranger from this group. And I want you each to answer this question 3 times to each other. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the question. And for so long, the line was in my mind, if I wasn't afraid, I would quit optometry. Right? That was like my obsession. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm now sitting in this room and I'm answering that question, and I had already quit optometry. So now I was full-time network marketing, right? And so now I'm thinking, what do I answer? Because I already did the one thing that I was most afraid of. So I had to go deep on this one, right? So I said, all right, let's go deep. If I wasn't afraid, I would make an effort to build a relationship with my dad. Boom, right?
Love it.
So then that was the first one. Okay, I'm not gonna open that can of worms. All right. So she tells me her thing, right? And then my second one, if I wasn't afraid, I would implement and use all the strategies and courses that I buy for my online marketing. Because how many of us buy a book, buy a course, don't even do it maybe halfway,
Oh yeah.
and then you just
Yep.
it's like, right? Okay. And then the third one, if I wasn't afraid, I would follow up on every lead and prospect that I get. Okay.
Boom.
And now the lady, she's like, I don't understand that third one. Why would you not follow up on the prospects and leads that you get? I mean, that's your business.
A lot of people don't.
Right. And I look at her and I'm like, that's why I'm here. I mean, I'm confused too. Why do I sabotage myself? Right. So we cut into a break, and in the break, we are, they give us food. Right. And so we're all mingling. Right. And she's on the other side of the little cafeteria, and I'm here, and I'm talking to my friend who brought me, and I'm looking at the lady, and she's talking to her friend, and then bam, it hits me, like a lightning bolt. I literally, my friend's like, "What's wrong with you?" Because and it hit me. And how did it hit me? Joe Vitale, the famous Joe Vitale from The Secret, Dr. Joe Vitale, right?
Yes.
He has 3 rules, 3 laws that people use that keep money away. He's like, there's 3 things that keep money out of your door, that literally put a sign outside of your house that says, abundance, stay away, financial abundance. And he says, number 1, you think money is the root of all evil. Number 2, you think that you don't deserve it. And number 3, you don't love yourself, And when I was looking at this woman, it connected to me. I believed at that time that I didn't deserve the chance to help these people because I had abandoned my family in the optical business. You see what I mean? I had sold them out, and I had that Catholic guilt going on, and we're like, for selling out on your family and not following the tradition, and not being, this is what you don't deserve this success, so we're gonna sabotage you, we're gonna hold you back,
So common.
And so,
yep.
And that was like that's where like a professor of mine once said, tied the knots together, connect the dots. So it's very, very important you make a list of what you value, of your inventories, your inventory of values, and find out what's working at a subconscious level, right?
You got to be aware. You got to be aware of this stuff. And a lot of times it's so deep. It's buried so deep inside that you're not even aware. So you got to do a lot of this personal development type stuff to dig deep and find these things. Otherwise, you don't even know. I used to think money was the root of all evil. Now, I mean, I heard that so many times growing up. Yeah, I heard it so many times that I look at it and say, yeah, it's true. Like, people fight over money, people kill people over money, and I really did see it that way. Having lack of money brought pain to my family. I'd see my parents argue about money. I'd see, people will kill for an insurance policy. People do, there's fraud, there's, over money. So I grew up with that belief, and all money really is it's a tool, right? It's a tool of value. That's all it is. It's value. The more valuable you are, the more value you can bring to an hour, the more you should be paid more money. And all money does is magnify who you really are. If you're a jerk, if you're a selfish piece of crap,
Human, yeah.
then more money is just going to make you a bigger piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a big heart and you love serving others and you know, value human beings, then more money is just going to bring more heart to the world, you know?
Totally.
So that is so huge. Oh my gosh. So I'm writing these things down. Thank you so much, Vince. You just brought me a coffee. um,
And you don't love yourself.
oh, yeah. Oh, self-image. My God, that is
Yeah, you don't love yourself.
that one.
Exactly.
I really think is number
Totally.
one. I
How
think
many
that's yeah. I think that's
how
number one. Lack of self-confidence.
how many times have you how many people do you know that they have the china only for like the New Year's? They have that dress only for like nice parties,
Yep.
right? And they wear maybe once or twice a year.
Yep.
You know, that's a reflection of not loving yourself. That's a reflection that
Exactly.
I'm not worthy of wearing this the rest of the year. I'm only worthy for one night. I'm not worthy to eat out of the nice china for the whole year. No, I'm only worthy one night. You know, I remember my dad said to me once, there will be one day in where I'm going to jump for joy and rejoice about you.
Oh,
One day. And I said, in my mind, I thought, yeah, it's not going to be with me around there because one day, brother, one day out of all this life that we have, I'm like, I probably won't be there when that happens. But I hope it happens for your sake because I no longer depend on other people's approval, you know, on other people's perception of my value.
good for
You know what I
you.
mean?
Good for
I
you.
don't. I
Good.
don't. It you know, like right now, I'm working 6 days a week with my family, and I'm getting literally below minimum wage, right? But for me, I love it because it's inspiring. Because I sit here and I'm like, because look, I work 9 to 5, right? 9 to 6, and that's giving me a home. It's giving me stability. It's giving my parents peace of mind. They went on a vacation the other day. I stayed with the dogs, the house, and the business, and I know they came back, and I could see them. They were floating, right? They were happy. They were at peace. And that's the best gift I could give them before I take off. You know, because once I take off, I'm gonna be like an American airline airplane. You know, Tokyo, Japan. I'm gonna be just all over the place. You know,
Heck
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, yeah. You know, but now I'm giving this chance. Now I do the 9 to 5 to survive, but the 5 to 1 to 3 in the morning, that's where I'm building my legacy. That's where I'm building the fortune, right? And everybody's got that choice. You don't make your life change in these hours, the 9 to 5 hours, or whatever hours it is you work for somebody else. You make your life change when you're not at work, when you're in your supposedly called leisure hours. My favorite is when people say when you're off of work, on your day off. Oh my God, what a way to kill your language, right?
Yeah.
Because that means that you're off. Your creativity is like, oh, I'm gone. See ya. You know what I mean? I'm off. All right, let's go. What else we got,
Yeah,
girl?
that is huge. I love those analogies. Everything you just said is so wow. Yeah, big stuff there. So number 6 is it is not my nature. How many people have you heard say, well, I'm not a salesman. I don't sell. I can't do that business because I'm not a salesman. You have been a salesman since you were 1. You have sold your parents on being able to go out with that boy. You sold your parents on being able to stay out later. You sold your parents on, I want that Barbie doll and I will not settle for anything else but that Barbie doll. Right? You have been a salesman since day 1. And in this business, in this niche, we are not salesmen. We are problem solvers. If you can just dig deep into your prospect's mind and find out what it is that they are struggling with, and then solve that struggle and charge them, they should pay you to be solving their problems, right?
Right.
And then charge them, they're going to love you. You know,
Yep.
we're not salesmen, we're problem solvers, right? So
Yep.
I've heard that so many times. In this, it goes for other things too, not just that, but it's not in my nature. So the affirmation, my essential nature is perfect and faultless. It is to this nature that I return. So,
Beautiful.
you know, what Dr. Wayne Dyer is saying here is basically to be your divine self, your godlike self, because we are, you know, we're just here in a shell. We're here in a human form. Our body is the smallest part of us, even though visually it looks like the biggest part of us, but it's not. We're energy. We are a divine creation. We are the highest form of creation, you know. So um, to be your divine self is to completely take ego and throw it on the ground and stomp on it. Your ego is not your divine creation at all, right? So
Totally.
yeah, so this is a good one to say. And of course, as we move on here, there are principles that Dr. Wayne Dyer actually gives you, and I'm going to go over some of those. We'll go over some of those too. But let's move on. We're almost at the top of the hour. So number 7. Oh my God. This is a huge one. I cannot afford it. I mean, do your parents say that? Have your parents said that? When your parents say that as you're growing up, you hear it constant. I hear it all the time. I even catch myself still once in a blue moon, but I will back it up so fast and scratch that out so
Yep.
fast if I hear myself saying that.
Yep.
Because there is an unlimited amount of abundance. There is so much
Yep.
abundance in this world that there wouldn't a calculator the size of Manhattan could not add up the amount of abundance that's already here. It's already right here. It's already here. You just have to tap into it. And what you have to do is you have to excuse me, I got something in my throat. You have to get yourself on that same frequency of that abundance. Literally, there's a frequency there, like energy, just like
Yes.
tuning into a radio. Just
Yep.
like right now, there's music playing right now, but all I have to do is turn on my radio. It's already
Right.
playing. It's
Yep.
it's in the universe, and it's a frequency. It's a wave in the universe. All I have to do is tune in. That's it.
Yep.
So that's what you have to do is tune in with your divine godlike self, and get on that same frequency with that abundance that's already here. It's
Mm-hmm.
already here. It really
Totally.
is. It really, really is. And that is something that is a law, just like the law of gravity, right? It's a law. It is. I've been saying these now. The first one up there, I am connected to an unlimited amount of abundance, is Dr. Wayne Dyer's affirmation.
Nice.
But my affirmations that I have been saying for a very long time now is I am a money magnet. Money,
Yes.
money, it comes effortlessly and easily to me. It just flows to me. Um, and I say this all the time: abundance is God's will for me, and I will not settle for less. I say that constantly,
Mm-hmm.
constantly, because it is. That is your will. But we have been, since the day since we came into this world, we have been conditioned with so many things, so many false realities, that it's caused us to put our foot on the brake. Have you ever tried to drive a car with your foot on the brake? Have you?
You're right.
Because that's what you're doing. That's what you are doing. And until you start working on your mind and your mindset, you're going to continue to try to move forward with your foot on the brake. And this is deep, 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 deep rooted stuff. So it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of mindset stuff. It's like this. Have you ever been to the beach? You're in the water and you have a beach ball and you try to hold that beach ball underwater. Have you ever tried to do that?
Yeah.
What does that
And
beach
then
ball want to do? It wants to just pop out of that water
pop
and
out.
fly, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing. You're trying to hold a beach ball underwater and the abundance is trying to come up out of there, just like a beach ball.
Yep.
I
That's
love that
exactly it.
analogy. Yeah, I heard someone say that before, and I was like, wow, yeah, like totally, you guys, this is huge. I can't believe how many people I hear say I can't afford it. There is so many things that, you know, that you can do. You know, sell on eBay, sell stuff. I mean, you can't tell me there's stuff in your closet that you have not wore in forever. You can't tell me you don't have shoes to sell, jewelry to sell, you know, products that you're not using, you know, that blender, that what do they call them, food processors, and all
Mhm.
this stuff that you got for Christmas, you know, last year that you haven't even opened yet, and stuff like that. You know, I know I'll hear people say, oh no, I don't get good gifts like that, you know. I don't have anything like
Right.
that. I don't have
Right.
anything like that, you know. I would hear excuses like that, you know. But bull. Okay, maybe you don't have any gifts like that, but there are things you can do. How much are you paying for cable? You know, how much?
Exactly.
I used to pay, I think, like $250 for for Xfinity cable. Are you kidding me? Right? You could buy a course and implement what you're learning for real, and seriously make some for real money, you know, right?
Mhm.
So I know you got some additions to this one, Ferdinand. I can't
You know,
afford it.
this reminds me of Tony Robbins. Is one of his sayings, one of my favorite sayings that he says. That he says, "Where your focus goes, that's where the energy flows." You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's exactly it. If you're always saying, "I can't afford it," you know, I mean, all these excuses, basically, what they're doing is you got to think of your creativity as a river, and excuses just like divert the river to where there is no seeds, to rocks. You know what I mean? When you get rid of the excuses, your creativity, it goes to the sea. It goes to water your plants. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so every time that you start saying, I can't afford it, I can't do this, it's too hard, you're basically cutting off your creativity. You're letting your creativity now create all the possible scenarios of why you're broke, of why you can't afford it. You know what I mean? And
Oh
that's why
yeah.
this one is very important, because instead of asking yourself, instead of saying I can't afford it, you got to say, how can I afford it? You know what I mean?
Yep.
What can I do? How can I resolve this? And I always think about it. You always got to be, when things get rough, when you find yourself getting anxious, when you find yourself getting freaked out, I guarantee that the main reason why you're freaking out is because you're doing the me, I
Oh
little
yeah.
black hole.
Yep.
I can't, me, why me, I. So if you want to not have anxiety in your life, start thinking of who you're serving. Start thinking of the people that you have a solution for. You know what I
Man.
mean? Start thinking,
Yeah, that's
if you
huge.
if you think like that, then you can start controlling, and you can even do this. The minute you start freaking out a little bit, just immediately say, hey,
Go serve somebody. Yep.
exactly, go serve somebody. Like me, if I start, like, I love Diane Hockman. She says it's so awesome. When I'm feeling depressed, when I'm feeling a little freaked out, I create content. I make a video. I do a
Yes.
post.
Love it.
And then boom,
Yep.
and it's the truth with me too. I'm feeling a little freaked out. I go and I bust out a video, and then all of a sudden I'm like on a high. I'm like, wow, right? And so yeah, it was funny today. I was hearing that the Brian Finale was saying
About
about how people
depression?
that, and how people were scared, were petrified of doing videos,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, you're paying high level, high ticket coaching, and you're sitting here
Thinking about
worried about
yourself.
videos.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
now it's happened to me too. There was a time where I was paying a guy $1,000 a month to high level ticket coaching me. But the problem was that I didn't want to do what he told me. I wasn't mentally ready. He told me when we first started, he said to me, dude, you really need a wealth management course. You know, you need to go take wealth management 101. Go to the university, college, and go take a wealth management course. And I was like, I'm paying you to do marketing, man. You come and tell
Oh,
me
they
wealth
do
management.
that? They do that. They have a course of wealth management. I didn't know.
Of course.
I didn't know that. You
And
know,
these,
I thought that they did not teach any kind of money management in college and shit.
oh yeah,
Hey,
or you
so
can go
wait,
to
let me cut you off real quick. The Tony Robbins, I'm writing it.
yeah,
What is it? Where your mind focuses? What?
yeah. Where your focus goes, your energy flows.
Okay, where your focus goes. I've heard that so many times, but I've never, written it out or, and I want to
Yeah,
remember that. Where your focus goes, your energy
your
flows, right?
energy flows exactly.
I love it.
So if you're always freaking out, and if you're always, if you're always gossiping, if you're always talking crap about other people, that's where your energy is going.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're always lying, if you're always, that's where your energy goes.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, so it's big. It's really big. That's a good one.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We're already past an hour, so
We're taking out here.
we're only
We got what, 5 more to go?
we're only on number 7. Okay,
I
so
love it.
number 9. Oh, I didn't put anything on that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, the number.
No one will hate me and no one will help me. What? Okay. So here's the affirmation for that. The right circumstances and the right people are already here and will show up on time. I have run into clients who I hear them say things like, I tried to reach out to so-and-so leader. I tried to reach out to this leader or that leader, and, they never responded. Or, people that are constantly looking for help rather than going and finding it. Rather than, being an entrepreneur and standing up and saying, I will find this on my own. I can make this happen on my own, either by going to YouTube and searching that topic, or going to Google and searching this topic, or oh my gosh, inside MLSP, all you got to do is go inside the training library and type in what you want to learn, and boom, hundreds of trainings come up on that specific topic. Speaking of which, that library is going away Monday at midnight Eastern. Monday at midnight Eastern. But if you are a mastery member before then, you get to keep it. And this is a library that literally has 8 years worth of training inside it from top earners, people like Ray Higdon, Diane Hawkman, David Wood, Lisa Grossman, Jesse Jamison, my God, April Marie Tucker,
That's
Mark
ridiculous.
Harbert.
Insane.
It's insane. Exactly. Yeah. And the list goes on and on and on. Cesar Rodriguez, Mike Dillard, Todd Falcone, imagine.
Ray Higdon. It's crazy.
Yeah, right. Having, and literally, if I could show you, I could share my screen. It literally, all you have to do is type in like attraction marketing, or type in cold calling,
right,
or type in anything, and literally there's like 400 trainings on that.
That's ridiculous.
It is crazy how much is in there. Crazy.
So let me see if I got it right. If somebody joins Tuesday of next week at a mastery level, they don't have access to the library.
Exactly. Unless they buy coaching, unless they hire a coach. If you buy one of the coaching, if you buy one of the coaching next Tuesday, it ends Monday. So if you buy any coaching package, even the smallest package, you will get that. Now, as a university member, I don't think that applies, because I heard a lot of mastery members say, well, how about I just downgrade to university and hire a coach? Trying to beat the system.
Right.
No. You can't do that.
Well, you don't have the blog. You don't have the funnelizer. You don't have the CRM.
No, that stuff comes with university. It does.
Also now?
Yeah, but the thing is, commissions, dude. Who wants to lose $100 per person?
Oh, so university now gives you chance to have the blog and the customer relationship and the funnelizer?
Wait, Do you get
No, I
Flipboard?
thought Mastery was the one that gave you the whole platform.
Well, yeah, but the training library I know was definitely not for university.
University.
Yeah.
Wow. All
Yeah,
right, but either way,
so it's
well,
huge.
yeah,
Like this is huge. Like if you have university members, oh my God, get on them and have them upgrade.
right.
Who wants to lose this library? I know I don't.
Now, do you think, and here's where we're going to go a little strategy. I mean, here's the little treat for those people that you know that are with us and that get a chance to see this webinar. And if they have any questions, they can reach out to either Jessica or myself. So say you're saying, say you know you man, I don't have the money to float this, right? Do you think you can pay for that first month and then park it and then still have access to
No,
it if you get in
no,
before Monday?
no parking.
So it has to be wow.
Yeah,
So
you have to
that's
be
just
an active. Yeah, you got to be active. Absolutely.
right. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's how it goes. And I think they should do that because I think that's the part that a lot of people don't value it the most, which is the most valuable part. The most valuable part is the training, and everyone's like, yeah, whatever. No, no, no.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, and the tools. The blog
Mm-hmm.
itself is so amazing because it's safe. Number one, like I don't know if I told you the story, but I had to throw a computer away, when I tried to do it myself because of poorly coded plugins, and I didn't know what
Right.
and I don't care even if you're a professional, like you can still put poorly coded plugins
Oh
on your
yeah, of
blog,
course.
and
Totally.
and get horrible viruses.
Right.
Everything I did, there was nothing I could do. And it was a nice computer. It was a desktop, it wasn't a laptop.
Right.
Anyway, let's move on.
Number 9. Number
Numero
9.
9. Number 9 is it has never happened before. Well, okay, so I am willing to attract all that I desire beginning here and now, right? All right, we're
Boom.
going to move on.
Yeah.
Number 10, I'm not strong enough. The affirmation for that is I have access to unlimited assistance, which you do. I mean, my goodness.
Yes.
My strength
Yeah.
comes from my connection to my source of being. Yes. Yep. All right. Number 11, I'm not smart enough. I am a creation of the divine mind. All is perfect, and I am a genius in my own right. We really are. We're all geniuses. We just got to tap into that, right?
I agree.
So number 12, I'm too old or not old enough,
I
right?
love this one. Yes.
I know there's, I think it's Morgan Freeman, the actor. He didn't get his first big role until he was 52 years old.
Exactly. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, I'm 40. And, I'm not to exactly where I want to be yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I will,
Right.
But
really though, you are where you want to be. You're on the path. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're on the path. You have influence. You have a following. You're serving. And it's just part of the process. I mean, that's just the beauty of it.
Yeah.
We're
all exactly where we should be.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
For sure.
And so it's just, but it's the process. That's just all it is. Someone told me the other night, they're like, hey, if you can go to the guy who you paid all these thousands of dollars for the high ticket training, and if you were to say to him right now, give me my money back, but in exchange for that, like if a genie were to show up, right, and say, I grant you all the money you paid this gentleman for the high ticket training, but you lose the connection you have with him, you lose all the stuff that he shared with you after you even stopped paying him, Which one would you prefer? And I said, I'll stay exactly where I am. I don't want the money. You know what I mean? Because I have a friend now. You know what I mean? I have a big player in the industry that, I could just call and be like, hey, I got a question. Hey, I got a this or that. It's priceless what I got. And, there were times where he would take my lack of action and my lack of, dedication to it, and he would either create a project, a product, or he would create training off of it. And I'd sit there and I'd be like, oh my God, dude, this guy's making money off me. And I would, and I'd use it as an excuse to just not do anything and just be like, oh man, right? Until one day I realized, I'm like, well, why don't I make a training on how to pick the right mentor? You know?
Love it.
Because I learned how through him, I really, and then you just keep feeding off each other and you just keep growing, so yeah.
So
Yeah,
cool.
never too old.
Yeah, and I'm not old enough. Does anybody know Caleb Maddox?
Yes.
The kid is 14.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And every time I hear his voice, I'm like, oh my God, he is such a child. But his wisdom is just amazing. Like, it's so cool, right?
Exactly.
He was definitely fortunate to have the father that he has.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, being able to grow up in that environment is really, really cool. Yeah. So none of this matters, right? I'm too
Nothing.
old or not old enough. So number 13, the rules won't let me. This is, I don't know. I live my life according to divine rules.
Yes.
Yeah. So as long as you're not hurting anybody, like.
I know so many people that they're so talented and they just like, no, because I can't do videos because my work, they might find out and they might fire me, no, and I sit here and I'm just like, no, they won't. They're not going to fire you. It's all a lie, dude. It's just an excuse you're saying to yourself, It's the BS story you're telling yourself.
How about this one? How about this one? This is a really big one. People that come into MLSP and they already have a primary business, right? And all of a sudden their upline in their primary business sees them, promoting like an MLSP webinar or something, right?
Right.
Oh my, they flip out. They'll call their rep or whatever, acting like they own them. And they're like, what is your, what are you doing? Like, what is your priority? Is this company your priority or is MLSP your priority? Like, totally have it wrong. Like, MLSP is going to fuel your primary business.
Exactly.
It's going to fuel it because you're learning how to market the correct way, that. And I've heard people say like, well, yeah, I had a downline member join MLSP and then all of a sudden they're making more money in MLSP and they're abandoning our team. Well, let me tell you why that is. They may not be abandoning your team, but this is the way it goes. There is more people out there that already have a business and don't know how to market professionally than there are people that are looking to join a home business. So obviously, you're going to bring in more people into MLSP than you will into your primary business because of the numbers. Of the numbers don't lie. And that's okay, because what we do is we build our primary network marketing businesses on the back end because of the numbers. We lead with the value to expand our audience, to bring more people into our world. And that's why you'll see people recruiting more people into MLSP, because of the numbers. There's nothing you can do about the numbers. It's a bigger market. So it's really silly to not have an MLSP on the front end, especially if you're trying to win your financial freedom.
Yeah.
Because you're talking to people every single day anyway. So the people that are already happy in their company, why not have something like an MLSP to offer them? Why not? So you're going to profit from the no's, from the people that say no to your primary company. And it's not about you. It's not about what you want to promote. It's about the marketplace. It's about their needs, not about if you want to bring someone into your primary or you want to bring somebody into MLSP. It's not about what you want.
Exactly.
It's not about what you want. It's what your prospect needs. If your prospect needs a home business, boom, offer your primary business. If your prospect is already happy in their primary business, but they need marketing training, which 95% of the people do,
Exactly.
boom, offer MLSP. So it doesn't matter what you want to promote. It doesn't. The only
No,
thing that matters is what your prospect needs and how you can serve them.
totally, totally.
I
Like
hope that made sense.
100%. I like especially now. I love the latest change that they're gonna make, that the library is not gonna be available, the training library for people who join after Monday, because that to me, I'm gonna have to light a fire and reach out to some of the people that I've shared it with, but then they've just sat on
Yep,
the fence.
yep.
And I'm literally gonna have to go and kick some fences down. And I'll be like, look, you're uncomfortable sitting on the fence, because I don't know anybody who likes to sit on a fence and be comfortable, right? So I'm gonna knock this fence down and I'm gonna force you to either go this way or that way. But but it's got to be done,
Exactly.
And
Before
and
Monday.
last night's training was phenomenal. I mean, last
Oh my
night's training,
gosh. I know.
when he was like, I take everybody and I show him the back office and I show him everything, and I'm like, that is so priceless. Like, because that's why I would sit here and tell people, right? And I'll try to explain it to them, and I could see their eyes glazing because they're like thinking, like, I want a ham sandwich, or, and instead I'm like, what if I say to them, hey, when do you have time? When are you in front of a computer? Because I need, 15 minutes of your time. And then bring them in front of the computer and share the screen with them. Show them, this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to lose. Bam. It's a no-brainer.
Especially showing them that training library before Monday. Yeah. We didn't share that with you. That's what me and Rhonda have been doing. We've been sharing our screen with people. Yeah, I thought you knew about that. Okay, so let's move on here. I'm not smart enough. We already did that one. I'm too old. Where are we at? The rules won't let me. We're on. Oh, it is too big. Now, at first, this kind of, because you hear people say, think big, think big, think big, right? So here's the affirmation. I think only about what I can do now. By thinking small, I can accomplish great things. Now, that was kind of counterintuitive to me when I first read that. But what Dr. Wayne is saying here is kind of like the compound effect. Making small changes right now, thinking about right now, and because it's going to compound into something big. So that's basically what he's saying here.
Totally.
Yeah. So let's see. Number.
How many do you have, girl?
18.
Oh my God, I thought it was 12.
I know. I thought so at first too. Okay. I don't have the energy. This was one of mine for a long time. This was one of my excuses. I feel passionately about my life, and this passion fills me with excitement and energy. You can choose when to have energy. Like if you really seriously feel like low energy, do 15 jumping jacks and watch how fast your energy watch how fast your energy, do a plank for 60 seconds. Wow. That's really going to amp you up, right?
Exactly.
So that's just an excuse, right? So let's see. Number 16, it's my personal family history. We all think that we've been conditioned, and I wasn't born with the silver spoon, so I can't, I don't have the opportunities that rich people have, and blah, 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 blah. I live in the present moment by being grateful for all of my life experiences as a child. So yeah, I didn't have the greatest childhood. My stepdad he abused me. Like he was rough. He, would pull me around by my shirt, and he was awful. He was awful to me. Right.
Exactly.
And, I have history of, drug abuse in my family, and a number of things. But I'll tell you right now, there's not one thing I would change, because God gives his toughest soldiers these things because they can handle it, because he knows they can handle it. And I can use these things as my story, They've brought me,
Yeah.
you know, to where I am now, who I am today. And it's my duty now to create success. It's my duty because of the rough upbringing. It's my duty so that I can inspire other people to know that it is possible. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're at now, where you've come from. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. You can create success.
Yes, it
Yes.
really is. You just have to have patience and don't give up.
Exactly. I am too busy. This is another big one that needed to be up towards the front. I don't have the time. I'm too busy. As I unclutter my life, I feel myself to answer the callings of my soul, my divine creation, right? So cut out other things. You take other things. Hi, June. Cut out TV. There's things that are less important that you can cut out to go after your passion, right? Right?
Yes, totally.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too scared. This is huge. I'm fearful of the unknown, right? I'm fearful of what may happen. People might make fun of me. People, blah, 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 blah. I can accomplish anything I put my mind to because I know that I am never alone. One of mine that I say all the time is, what is it? All things are possible. Wait, what do I say? All things are possible for me because I have the peace of God or something like that. I forget, but
Right.
all things, you can do all things with the sheet. All things, not just some things, not just, you can do all things through Christ. I think that's what it is. But,
Okay.
The Bible doesn't say you can do some things. There's
Right.
some things you can do. The Bible says you can do all things.
Exactly.
That's huge, right? You can do anything. All right. So where are we at? Oh, I don't know where that slide came from. So, so there's a few principles here, and if you really want to go deeper into this, you really need to get this book by Dr. Wayne Dyer. It's called Excuses Be Gone.
Yo estoy en la charla, estoy en la presentación, estamos en vivo. Yeah. Sigue comiendo más yo abajo. Sí, caliéntalo, please. So yeah, you just had Telemundo in the house, or Univision.
I love when you speak Spanish.
I know, isn't it insane? That's my mom, by the way. I should have said, "Hey, mom, say hi."
Hey, Mama.
Yeah, the funny thing is that she came here and Facebook was on screen because I'm having a conversation with a buddy of mine. Like, here's classic. Talk about leaders, right? Somebody that's an MLSP that I have no idea about them just called me, just send me a message saying, "Hey, I don't know how to resolve my tax situation."
Tax?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, and I sent the message to Brian and he hasn't answered. I'm like,
Tax?
I want to say, open the window and shout out. I'm like, so what did I do? I just sent her a link for the ticket support. No, so I wrote back. I'm like, why don't you write a ticket of support, right?
Yeah.
She's like, how do you do that? And so I went, found the link, and I sent her the page of ticket support. She's like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, fine, no problem, But right there, that's a leader. A leader figures it out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? A leader figures it out. I love Cesar Rodriguez. Cesar Rodriguez is one of my favorite guys because he says it. He says, when people start calling me for little stupid things, I tell them, listen, dude, I'm working with you because you're a leader, because you figure it out. Yep. But if you keep up with this, you're not a leader, and I can't work with you because I don't work with non-leaders.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Love that.
So either figure it out and be a leader and step up, or find somebody else to work with, because that's how it is. Wow. It's harsh, but it's the truth.
It's the truth. I mean? It is the truth.
Total truth.
Yeah.
The total truth.
So if you really want to nip excuses in the bud, I mean, seriously, like, you have to go through these principles here. Yeah. I think there's 6 of them. And I didn't finish the slides. I think I only have like 3 of them here, but seriously, get this book. like for real, get this book, because there are so many excuses that we don't even realize that we're making, and really we have our foot on the brake. It doesn't matter who you are. I mean, seriously, right? This is big stuff. Like, this is not
Exactly.
the how to, I mean, this is not the, how to blog or how to generate leads, but none of that matters unless
Right.
this is worked out first.
Totally.
No, I mean,
Totally.
and it doesn't,
It's mindset.
yeah, it doesn't have to be first, like complete, like don't take action on anything else until this is done, because this is a lifelong process.
Yeah.
However old you are, I'm 40. It took me 40 years to get where I am now. So it's not going to happen overnight. So this is a process that you're going to have to work on while you're taking action, of course,
Exactly.
and you're going to get better and better. So number one is the awareness. Thinking awareness is the main dilemma of human existence. Eckhart Tolle. Thinking awareness. Thinking awareness is the main dilemma. I am so grateful for awareness, right? How can you solve anything if you're not aware of the problem? You have to, this is the first step. You have to become aware. It's the awareness of how you are stuck that makes you recover. So you have to dig deep, find out where the problem is, be aware of it, and then fix it, right? So lifelong, just like I said, a whole life, I'm 40, lifelong set in stone thinking keeps you stuck, often without you even realizing it. Becoming aware must be the first step. So he's got a whole chapter here on awareness, and oh my gosh, it's so good, you guys. Okay, so all right, the second principle is alignment. And like we were talking about earlier, alignment, I was talking about how abundance is already here, but you have to be on that same frequency with it. So alignment is, you have to align yourself with that frequency, with, you have to align yourself with a millionaire mindset. You have to align yourself with successful people, align yourself with that frequency. So, like I said, ego, you have to throw that to the curb, right? It says here, ego-dominated excuses wouldn't exist if we were able to adopt the excuses be gone principle. You have to become like God. Like alignment is a basic truth that functions as your personal code. Anyway, yeah, you just really, really have to get this book. Excuses are misalignments, right? They're misalignments. If you're saying words like difficult, risky, can't, not strong, not smart, rules, too big and too complicated, they excuse you from being the kind of person you'd like to be and were destined to become.
Yes.
You're destined to become this huge, awesome being. That's your destiny. Wow. So these kind of words, right, that's your foot on the brake. Like we were saying, this is so huge. So you got to harmonize with energy that you can do anything and everything. For this is your original nature. If you weren't conditioned since the day you were born, your original nature is to just become this magnificent being. I mean, how awesome is that? You know what I mean? Like that, how awesome is that to know, right?
It always reminds me that we already are it. You know how you have a piece of stone, and then you have somebody like Michelangelo in the past that came and he released the statue inside of the stone, and it's the same thing with us. Like all these principles, all this stuff is inside of us. It's just the way we've been conditioned, that we've just been building this wall, building these excuses, building this story around our true essence, which is our true essence is, it's just greatness, it's abundance, it's freedom.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
creativity. It really is creativity. A buddy of mine once said to me, you know, I'm a musician, I'm creative, you're not creative, so you don't understand me. And I look at him
Wow.
and I'm like, you know nothing about me,
I can't believe
obviously.
he said that to you.
Yeah.
That's
He's like, you're not a
crazy.
musician. Yeah, I'm like, you know, I have no idea. You know, I was laughing, you know, and I remember too once I was in a computer, and he was fixing my computer because he was a computer, one of these IT guys, and he asked me for the my password, right? And I had been reading at that time Robert Kiyosaki's book Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Mm-hmm.
and so my password was One Rich Son, right?
Mm.
And and when he saw that, he's like, oh, that's an oxymoron, isn't it? I'm like, oxymoron? What do you mean? He's like, well, your parents, they have money, but you're broke,
Oh
you
my
know? And I
goodness.
sat there and I'm like, you know nothing about me.
This is the
You know what I
same
mean?
guy. This is the same
Yeah,
guy.
the same guy, the same guy. And I'm sitting here and I'm like,
Oh.
where are you coming up with this stuff? You know what I mean? I was laughing because I was like, because, you know, that was his mind holding him back. It wasn't my, you know, it was his way of thinking of the world.
Yes,
So yeah,
yes. Yeah, it depends on what goggles you have on, what worldly goggles you have on, you know?
exactly.
Is the glass half full or half empty, right?
Exactly.
So, oh man. Okay, so the third principle, you guys, is now. Um, Memories of the past and anticipation of the future exist only now, right? You're thinking of the memories of the past and you're anticipating the future right now.
Right.
And thus, to try to live completely in the present is to strive for what already is the case. Alan Watts wrote that. So you've heard it many times. It's cliche, live in the present, right? The now is all there is. So this is a really good chapter, the third principle, now. So ego, excuse making, and the elusive now. You know, it's really, really good. So definitely get this book. And meditation is a big thing to do to get rid of the excuses that you've used. You know, it's too difficult. Yoga is a good way to do it. Affirmations and afformations, of course, are really powerful as well.
Hmm.
So that was number 3. The fourth one is contemplation. Contemplation. Um, this is another really good chapter. Aristotle says contemplation is the highest form of activity. Isn't that interesting? Contemplation is the highest form.
Yep.
All right. So
Where are you?
that's a really good. What, am I only allowed to use 25 slides? Seriously?
That's funny.
26. Yeah, I can. Okay, so the fourth. All right, so the fifth principle. I think there's only a few more. Let's see. The fifth, yeah, is willingness. Fifth is willingness. This is so huge. Like the willingness. If you are willing to be lived by it, you will see it everywhere, even in the most ordinary things. So am I willing to take total responsibility for all of the conditions of my life? The current status of your body, all that you are, all that you have, or all that you don't have, and all that is going to come your way. Are you willing to accept? Am I willing to surrender? That's big. Am I willing to hold the vision? That's huge. Am I willing to shed all unwillingness? That's huge. And then he gives suggestions for applying a willingness mindset to your life. All right. So the sixth, isn't that big stuff, for Dan? Is that awesome or what?
Yes, because what I notice is a lot of people are not willing to love themselves, are not willing to feel worth it.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, they feel like it would be a sin. They feel like it would be like, yeah, like if it's against the rules, you know.
Hmm.
And then that leaves room for people to come and step on them, for people to come and exploit them, for people to come and take advantage of them, right?
Totally. Totally. So the sixth principle is passion. When a man's willing and eager, God joins in.
Nice.
Memorize these 4 words. Passion always trumps excuses.
Yes.
Totally. That's huge, man. And passion is a really big one. You know, if you're
And if you
doing
could,
if you're doing what you're passionate about, it's going to come naturally, number one, and you're going to love to do it. So you're not going to make excuses,
mm-hmm.
right? So let's see. I think we're almost done here, you guys.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah,
We've been kicking it for almost 2 hours.
I know it. All right, yeah, this is the last one. The 7th principle is compassion. Compassion. Be compassionate. And he gives you
And first and foremost, with yourself. You have to be compassionate with yourself. None of this beating yourself up. I'm such a loser. I always mess up. This always happens to me. You know what I mean? That's the first place you got to start showing some compassion
Big
on
time.
yourself.
Big
You know
time.
what I mean?
Yeah, it's compassion and excuses. It's impossible to need excuses when the focus of life shifts to how may I serve?
Mm-hmm.
How can I serve? So yeah, huge. And then there's a part 2, the excuses be gone paradigm shift. That you know, and he gives you all these ways to change your habits, and it's just this is a really, 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 really good book. So
Mm-hmm.
all right, so I'm gonna head back over. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Was that awesome or what?
That was good stuff. That was really good stuff.
I thought so too. Right?
Let's blow these excuses out of our lives. Oh, look,
June.
your little buddy. Yeah.
June, say hi. Say hi.
Look at the tail. The tail. Oh my God, how cute. And then she goes, "Look out." I love that.
She's obsessed with squirrels. Like literally. Like
Really?
I
That's
told you
funny.
guys that last week. Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's see. We had some viewers, looks like.
Attendees, 3 people. Wow, and there's a raised hand.
Oh yeah, Jamie.
Boom.
Jamie, what's up, girl?
Still kicking it. She with us? I think she is.
Yeah, she's still with us. Hey, Jamie. Awesome that you came. It's so cool that you hung out with us for this
Yes.
2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
An hour and 45, right?
Exactly.
Well, Ferdinand, I you know what? Thank you. Thank you for being here.
inviting me. Yes.
You rock, man. You
Let's tear it
rock.
up.
I totally I love, you know, your passion is just awesome.
Same here. Same here. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
Send me that link so we can send it to our people, so we can share this good stuff that we have.
For sure.
And let's get ready for next week. See what else we could do. You know.
Yeah.
This is good. This is beautiful.
Every week. Every week.
Awesome.
Thursday,
Awesome,
1 o'clock. All right.
Beautiful.
All right, you guys. Love ya.
Have a great day. All right.
You too.
Bye, Jessica.